Okay. All right. So, hello, YouTubes. It's the Deer Clops again, joined by my friend Yukon1200. Yukon, say hello.
Yo.
You did not say hello. You said yo. You
Yeah.
fail? Idiot. I now no longer
Unconformity?
I don't trust your judgment on tier lists anymore. Okay.
Well,
Anyway, so
I
we're
might
gonna
as well
go.
just leave now then.
Honestly, yeah, has left the voice channel. So what we're what we're gonna do? I was lucky enough to actually today, I was able to play 8 games or 9 or I don't remember of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Granted, it was on a pro controller that was pretty much turned off like half of the match. They need to recharge their controllers before they start this thing.
You think he's exaggerating.
I have video
He's not
evidence.
exaggerating.
I do. I wish I didn't, but I do. So we're gonna go ahead and go into it. These are our thoughts and predictions for how the tiers are gonna go out. Now, obviously, we've both seen a lot of gameplay so far through various tournaments and gatherings, just like the one I went to today at the mall. So obviously, take it with a grain of salt. I mean, no one really knows, but we have a good idea, and it's fun, and we're just passing time till it comes out. Please come out now. Uh, so, how we're gonna go ahead and go through this here? I was thinking we get like our S tier, but I'm not sure if we're gonna have like a ton of people in that. I'm guessing we're just gonna kind of wing it by ear. I think it's easier to like kind of start with like the top, the bottom, and then just kind of fill in the middle.
That sounds about fair, yeah.
All right. So the best character we have to agree for our tier list before we move on. We have to come to some sort of agreement. I think the best character so far, a lot of streamers think it is Pikachu. Yukon, thoughts?
Uh yeah, so from everything that we've seen of Pikachu so far, he's been buffed all the way around. He's fast, he can run people down, and he has a lot of kill power in a lot of different ways. So unless he gets directly countered, then yeah, I would have to say Pikachu.
Yeah, Pikachu is just ridiculous. The fact too that recovery is so important and so is edge guarding in
Oh
this
god,
game.
yes.
Uh, the fact that you have a quick attack up special rather, that can just get you out of any situation ever, and can be used as a pretty good repositioning tool. It's just insane. So the off-stage presence is incredible. There's pretty much nowhere on the map where Pikachu can't just recover. And I think they just, yeah, they gave Pikachu Mewtwo's neutral air now, where he
Yeah,
just,
they did.
it's ridiculous. Like, why?
It gives you really good setups for combos and things.
I just don't understand that. Like, I feel like that's just over buff to the max. So I think Pikachu's just going to be absolutely ridiculous. Um, After Pikachu, it gets hard. Now, people like Zero, Mewtwo King, a lot of the community thinks Olimar is second. I haven't seen like any Olimar gameplay. I knew
It's
he
because
was.
no one wants to play Olimar.
I don't. I have no desire to play Olimar. He's so campy and like awful. But from what I've seen, he does look kind of insane with his, especially in this engine, and with how easily you can just kind of throw things and run away. It's
He has another Pikmin now, doesn't he?
Yeah. So he does have different Pikmin. I wish I could go more in depth with it. I just don't know enough. Where do you want to throw this guy?
We can put him in for number two right now. If we come up with something later that we think might be above him, then we'll address it then.
I agree. I agree. Um, After Olimar, I think it's tough. Do we do the Marth Lucina or Bayonetta?
Hmm.
Because I think with this engine that's so similar to Melee, and you think about what was just unbelievable in Melee was Marth, and he looks still just as dominant. Like all of the gameplay I see is insane. His tippers are crazy. It can be a bit unreliable at times, I feel like, but I mean, honestly, he looks really good.
While I think Marth does look good, I don't know if I would say number three in the game good.
Who'd you put him
Um,
above Bayo?
I think Bayonetta right now, yeah. Um, let's see.
The ladder seems relatively not nerfed with her. It just seems like it's harder to pull off at lower percentages, but it looks like on like 50, 60% plus, you can still somewhat consistently ladder people,
Hmm.
which
And the
is
ladder is also good to
cancer.
use for recovery and things.
Yeah, well, yeah, she has ridiculous recovery. She can come
And
back from
witch
like
time.
anything. I hate witch time so much.
And we saw in that one video, her spinning in the air can damage people from
Anywhere.
far away. Yeah,
Yeah, so she just
just
has
is
crazy
dumb.
presence. Yeah, it's kind of insane, honestly.
It's like either attack her and get in her range, or don't and keep taking damage.
Yep. Like and it's very similar to Cloud, and I think that's why Bayonetta and Cloud were like the two best characters in Smash 4 is because you create just lose-lose scenarios where if you approach Bayo, that's what she wants and she like witch times you and creates the ladder. And the same with Cloud is you either let him charge limit, which is not good, you don't want him to do that, or you engage him, which is what he wants you to do. So
Yeah.
like I feel like they did nerf Cloud. Obviously, he doesn't have his limit. We'll get more into that when we talk about Cloud. But for Bayo, like
Hmm.
I just feel like they didn't really touch her as much as you need to. But she's I don't know if you'd agree with this, but I feel like Bayonetta's kit is similar to Lee Sin from League of Legends, where you can nerf him like crazy, but like in the right hands, he's still gonna be unstoppable. Like
Yeah, honestly.
there's just ladder, ladder combos. Oh. Yeah, I honestly, I yeah, it's a tough one between those, between Marth and Bayo, but I do think I'm comfortable with putting Bayo at third, especially since she was the reigning queen of Smash 4.
Now, I think I would put Diddy Kong above Marth.
Really, the post nerf Diddy Kong?
Well, we all have seen what Diddy Kong is capable of.
Zero.
um, but on top of that, I feel like Diddy Kong is more mobile.
Yeah.
Is more the thing that I am uncomfortable with when it comes to most of the Fire Emblem cast is that while some of them have significantly better recovery than others, uh, it's relatively static. They can go two directions in an L-shaped fashion generally, but Diddy Kong can go any direction that he wants to go. Um,
Hmm.
and on top of that, he can create items for himself.
Yeah, the banana's crazy. The banana's like, hey, remember everyone's favorite part of 2008's Super Smash Bros. Brawl? Tripping. Everyone loved tripping. It's
Everyone loved tripping.
super fun. I don't know. That's a tough one for me. I think if we do that, I think we have to put Marth Lucina next because I don't think anyone else in the game can compete with them. Just because, hear me out. Um, Obviously, yeah, the recovery I think is fine. It's not great. It's not bad. It's fine. You have two options. You can lunge to create a semi distance with them, and then the up B obviously is your typical. But what I've seen with Roy, Roy especially, but also Marth and Marth the original Echo, um, is it like grabs the ledge on stuff that it really shouldn't, and scenarios where you would typically get trapped like under the stage and stuff. You just don't,
Okay.
because you just kind of like go to the edge immediately, which I think is kind of dumb. So honestly, I don't mind Diddy Kong there as long as we get like a Marth Lucina after, because I think they're just ridiculous. I I think you're sleeping on them, man. I think they're gonna be crazy. And I guess we should, and at this point, we should go into this is a one-on-one tier list. It's not
Yeah,
duos,
yeah. This
no
is one on
items,
one.
and this would be like Battlefield and Final Destination type of maps, where they all have like the same ratios and whatnot. Um, I guess probably like also allowing for like counter picks like Smashville and Lilac Cruise if that's still a thing that people play on. I don't know. I've heard conflicting things. I've heard that like Lilac is fine on this one, but I also hear that like Lilat is trash on Ultimate, so we'll have to figure it out. But yeah, so that's the general rule set for this. If I was good at making these videos, is something that I would have already brought up. um, so yeah, what do you think? You comfortable with that?
um, I think mostly, though, I think we should now follow this up with a Young Link discussion.
Yeah. I don't think yet. I think we still have a couple more Fire Emblem to get out of the way before Young Link. Ike and Roy. Um, I think Roy over Ike, just because faster, and with the skilled player, like with a skilled player, you're gonna just have a bit more options than Ike. Although Ike's not that far behind because his side B recovery and he's faster, and his new up tilt. Which what the heck is that?
Yeah.
That's dumb. That's like that reminds me of like release cloud up tilt. Like what on earth? It
Yeah,
just
actually.
the hitbox is nuts. So I don't know. Let's I'm just gonna move them all up there, and I'm gonna have it be like Roy, Ike, Young Lincoln. We'll just talk about them, and afterwards we'll see if we end up moving them for now.
Okay.
So I'll just put them all up there for now. Where's my boy? Roy's our boy. Okay, so the reason I don't think Young Link is quite as good um, is the lack of kill power. Because I don't think Young Link has the same kill potential that Roy and Ike have. Where, like, I think both Roy and Ike, Roy especially, if you get a good shield break, you can kill it like 40%. And I think Roy is a
True.
character that can force shield breaks. And then Ike doesn't even need a shield break. He just needs like a good charge or
The one
even
thing
a
we have to
tilt.
consider is that in one on ones now, the amount of damage dealt is increased. So, yeah, I get that that also applies to any damage that Young Link takes, but his lack of landing lag is insane. He can just do whatever he wants whenever he wants.
Yeah, that is actually kind of crazy. I think
And
Roy is
here's
close to that, but I don't. Yeah, Young Link has way more options than
But
that.
Young Link then also has bombs and arrows and a boomerang. He has all these projectiles that the other guys just don't have. So if you are a skilled Young Link, you can keep yourself outside of their range while pouring on damage bit by bit.
You're not wrong. I can't really argue that. Um, I mean, Young Link's just going to be amazing in this game. Easily the best Link of all time. Easily.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's tough. That's really tough. Whew. Oh, we gotta chatter. Ike OP. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So I think I'm comfortable putting Young Link above Ike, but not above Roy. I think Roy is gonna be a little bit better with the range. If he can get in close and create those situations, he's just so similar to Marth in that aspect, but with a bit more kill power. But I think it's just a little less reliable.
I think it'll certainly come down to the speed Like if Roy is fast enough to get into Link's face before he can really do much about it.
Yeah. So what do you think? What are we agreeing on here?
I mean, I can agree with Roy following the Marth Lucina with young Link and Ike.
I do like that. Well, Plant isn't going to be released yet. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get to Plant and the Mii fighters, and I'm not sure. We have yet to decide if we're gonna even rank them, just because we've seen as much as you guys have, which is the release trailer. So we haven't actually seen like
It's
gameplay and
almost like
frames.
no one plays the Mii fighters.
What? I I just don't know if they're gonna get like if they're able to play and stuff. I don't know. Like in Smash 4 they were like just permaban, so I don't really know if we can
Well,
rate them. And they
they
said
were permabanned for custom move sets.
yeah, custom movesets is
Um,
kind of crazy.
yeah.
Yeah,
But then
like
again, if they get permabanned again, then well, custom move sets is not a thing anymore. That's gone.
is it now? Okay.
Yeah. So the reasoning behind that is we have all of these characters, and if they made custom move sets, like they made, I think, 8 custom moves for each of the characters in Smash 4.
That would be
How
crazy.
many custom moves would they have to come up with for this roster? That would be insanity.
They'd have to. I think Sakurai would have to push back the release date to like 2021 for having to
Right,
make all of those movesets. Oh my goodness.
and on top of that, most of the moves weren't viable, and you couldn't use them in competitive anyway. So it was something that no one really used, and it took up a ton of time. Makes
Yeah.
total sense to cut it.
Mhm.
That said, that would remove the reasoning behind why the Mii fighters were banned in the first place. So it's very possible you'll be able to see them now in competitive.
You think Crom should be higher than Roy because he's Roy with an OP up B? I like Crom's up B, but it makes his recovery really bad.
Crom, if you get him 6 feet off stage, he's just dead.
Yeah, that's the problem with him because
That's the unfortunate thing.
yeah, and we're gonna go into that with Crom and Little Mac, just because they, they're really good characters. They have really strong abilities, but I think edge guarding more than ever is going to be prevalent in the game like this. I mean, we saw if you watch, Melee competitive, how important edge guarding is. Where you have, people like, Mewtwo King or Hungry Box that are able to just get you off the level once and you're dead. Now, I don't think it's going to be the same level as that in this game, but I mean, you have to have good recovery if you want to be in S tier.
You
Uh,
can see this in a Japanese tournament that happened recently where I think every single time Crom got played, he got 3 0'd.
yeah, like like Crom just he
He
can't
might have killed someone once, but all it took was
off
getting
the
Crom
stage.
off the stage. That's it, and it was over.
Because the big differential that we have to go into between Ike and Crom is Ike's side B. Ike has almost infinite recovery as long as he's high enough. And the dude's so heavy, he's not going to be, flying off and dying really quick. So he can just side B into an up B, which is crazy that you can do that now instead of just side B and then you're done. That also really helps for our boy Little Mac. I mean, yeah, Little Mac's one of my favorite characters, but yeah, I'm not gonna be biased on this tier list here. I'm gonna place him where I think he deserves to be. But moving
Right.
forward, because we do need to complete this sometime today. Um, I think I think we need to take a look into Inkling and Sheik, um,
Okay.
as well as Shulk. Shulk is like that
Right.
character, like if this is a absolute at your best, so like if you are the best at your character, I just feel like it's hard to argue Shulk at like anything lower than like S tier. Because if you
Right,
master
because
Shulk, oh my word, does he look good?
he is so fast now.
He's so fat, and you have a HUD. Like
You,
it's like
yeah.
Overwatch. You could just, hi there, need healing. Except you could do jump, speed boost. So like that's really strong. But yeah, yeah, no, I agree, Zeal Blades. I think Inkling looks a lot strong. Like I was about to say a lot stronger than what? This is her first game. No, but she
Yeah.
looks really strong. But yeah, I think Shulk has to come here first, just because if mastered, how do you deal with that? He has a way to deal with everything.
He can actively switch between stances, which is huge. And
In
yeah, sure, the
combos. In
stances,
combos.
yeah, the stances only last for 8 seconds, but it's like this is Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Half a second couldn't matter.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I know. Shulk was pretty rough in the last game. With the whole
But
attack
he
someone.
couldn't
Now I
pick.
have to put it away. Got to put my whole weapon away before I take it out and swing it again. Like why? He doesn't have that anymore. He can cycle through. So I think I'd be comfortable putting Shulk after Ike,
Yeah, I could agree with that.
just because the absolute potential of this guy is crazy. Yeah. Um, Sheik was a menace in Smash 4. She's a little nerfed now, but I feel like she's still really strong.
I well, yes, but she also still lacks the kill power that she has. And her skill ceiling is high, to put it lightly.
To put it very lightly. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think we maybe hold off on her for now. Um, I at least think we brought up the discussion because she was a top contender for Smash 4. But yeah, I think there's just better options like Inkling. And who's the other person that I really wanted to talk about? That I
Well,
think
there's a
should be up
couple
there.
I can think of. Um,
Um,
Zelda looks good. She got some changes. The Belmonts, good God.
I honestly thought the Belmonts were going to be godly. I think they're going to be very good, but not godly. Their recovery is horrible. Like
Is it?
horrible. Yeah.
They do have a grapple chain to for their grab though.
They do. They do. Um, so that's nice. A tether is very good. Um, yeah, Meta Knight. Yeah, I think Meta Knight's worth talking about too. I think the Belmonts have to lead A tier. I think they have to be high up in A tier, but I just don't see them in S tier with their recovery. I think they just get edge guarded and killed. Um, I think they're semi similar, way better than Crom. I want to make that clear, but I mean I think they have a similar issue in that if they get too far off the level, they're just gone. But I think
Yeah,
a skilled Belmont will make sure that doesn't happen,
right.
which I think places him at A tier for now. So I think I'll just throw the Belmonts in A tier for now.
All right.
I just don't see it, man. Like I think they're great, but I think they're really good. I don't think they're great. So I'll just throw. I think Richter over Simon from what I've seen. I think Richter seems better.
I also agree with that.
Um, Inkling, I would say for next. Inkling seems crazy because of ink.
Yeah. It's like, what's that? You're not getting launched? Well, you're getting inked, and that means you're getting launched.
Yeah, I uh, I do agree with you, Cheese. I think Richter's better than Simon. From what I've seen, um, but not too much of a difference, if anything, really.
They're the whole echo thing with them is probably the most
Most echoey.
yeah, like they when you think of say Ken and Ryu, then you can pretty
Oh,
easily think about
big
their
difference.
differerences.
Big
But when it
difference.
comes to the Belmonts, it's like, well, there's Belmont and then there's the other one.
Yeah, yeah. Belmont one, Belmont two. It's just really like do you want to look like a Castlevania guy or do you want to look like He-Man? I mean that's really
Yeah.
what it comes down to. But yeah, I agree. Inkling's combo game's strong, and the fact that they can also ink opponents for a heavier knockback, and in a game where it has much more open ceilings, increasing the knockback is clutch. It's like essentially you're just increasing that counter instead of what one. If you get someone fully inked, it's like 1.5, almost two. It's crazy.
They
So
also have a really reliable grounding technique.
yeah.
So, for example, if you were to talk about Game and Watch or something, if you wanted to ground with him, which is a new buff that he got in this game,
Hmm.
you have to sweet spot his down smash. With Inkling, you're literally just pulling out the paint roller and grounding people into the dirt.
Yeah,
Just
for real. You're just like, you're here now. If you've ever played Splatoon 2, you're just dead. Like, oh, they have a roller.
yeah.
Nice. Noted. um, yeah, so I agree, I agree with yeah, keeping him up there definitely. He brought up the uh, you also brought it up too. Ken and Ryu. Now,
Yeah.
originally, I thought Ken would be better than Ryu because fighting game speed's all that matters. But I thought about it, and like, what made Ryu so good in the old game is his kill move with the up special and the damage. And I feel like though you can get more reliable up specials with um, Ken, you can't kill as high with Ryu. So I don't know though. It's tough because there's huge pros and cons. Whereas fire and faster, as Cheese says, that's really good too. What are your thoughts?
No, the thing I place Ryu above Ken for one reason and one reason only. Um, his auto turn. That is ridiculous.
Oh,
He
Ken doesn't
his
have that.
so Ken does not have that.
What? Oh my gosh. Well, Ryu can.
Ryu turns to face his opponent at all times. As
That's
far as
insane.
I'm aware, Ken does not do that. So all you have to do as Ryu, if someone's trying to recover and say roll past you, is press an attack, and you're just going to turn around and hit them.
That is pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. So you just can't miss with Ryu.
Yeah.
That's
Now that
I
said, it's going to make like back airs and stuff really weird with him.
Oh yeah.
But it doesn't matter if when your character is playing the game for you, that's an innate advantage.
I guess they never miss, huh? Got a
Yeah,
boyfriend. He doesn't kiss ya. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Yeah, so I think oh, TikTok. Why?
like Ken has other advantages over Ryu, like his I don't remember which of the moves it is, but he spins and moves further, and he's also faster. But the auto turn thing is gigantic, and I don't see people talking about that as much as I think that they should.
Yeah, I think I'm content with putting Ryu above Ken, but like just so people don't get like super upset, it's not by much.
Yeah,
If you have a preference, just play your preference. I don't think it's gonna matter that much at the end of the day. I think like what you're more comfortable on is gonna be better than that. But like deciding who you want to main, I would probably decide Ryu over Ken.
and it is possible that that auto turn technique can, or the auto turn mechanic can screw with people more than help them if they're not working with it.
We're
So
used to it, yeah.
yeah,
It seems like
and
something
if
that would be
it's
hard to get used to as well.
right. And what that also means then is that you can't necessarily always control the direction that you're facing because he
Hmm.
might turn for you when you don't want him when you don't want him to. So, um, but the potential of that mechanic is gigantic.
I agree. I agree. I the next one, I think we need to bring it back to Pokemon. I think Mewtwo looks crazy. I think Mewtwo looks really good in this game. With the range on his tail, his recovery is nuts. He can deflect most projectiles in the game. Um, and his nair is insane. I think
Well,
he's really good. Either like low S tier or high A tier. I don't know where, but he has to be somewhere there. I mean, Abadongo, dude.
I mean, yeah, I see Mewtwo as being really good, but Lucario got buffed all the way around.
No way Lucario over Mewtwo, though. No way.
I don't know, man.
You think that highly of Lucario?
I mean,
I mean, I think Lucario should be an A tier. I don't know where I want to put him in A tier, but I that's personally where I'm at. If you think S tier, then hey, power to you, man.
I would put I would put Lucario in S tier, but on the lower end of it. But I would also put him above Mewtwo
Interesting. Interesting.
because they still have a lot of similarities between them. I think the psychicness comes out in that, but um, Lucario's they highly reduced the effectiveness and rage in this game.
Yeah.
But Lucario has that built into his kit.
Yeah. And with knockbacks not killing as much and not being quite as lethal, you're going to stay alive a
He's
lot
gonna
more.
right, which means you're gonna have a higher percentage, which means you're going to hit like a freaking freight train.
You're probably going to gimp a lot of people early as well.
Right.
I I don't know. I still think Mewtwo, but I'm cool with Lucario being above him. It's kind of like the Ryuken thing, where I think they're pretty close. I think there's a bit of a difference, obviously a play style, but I think it's more of a play style versus preference, because I think Lucario and Mewtwo play very different. Um, Whereas Mewtwo is a lot more of like the slow poke and trade, whereas Lucario is like hurt me more. Hold on, whoa,
so
can't we gotta keep this PG, keep this kid friendly. Can't go there with Lucario, even though he wants to go there. But
is Mewtwo still one of the lightest characters in the game? Because I
yeah,
know in Smash 4 he was considered balloon tier. I think the only character that
yeah,
was lighter than him was Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff, yeah, yeah, he's one of the few balloon characters in the game, but I still think he's ridiculous. Um, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with Lucario Mewtwo for that. Is there anyone else that we think S tier? Meta Knight. What do you think about Meta Knight? What do we think about Meta Knight?
Hmm.
Dude, I don't
Well,
know. He's one of those guys that like he's either trash or he's a god. Like I don't think there was any character in any Smash game ever more dominant than Meta Knight Brawl. Ever. Like I think he was the greatest Smash character of all time in any game.
yes, that is the strongest iteration of any character that has ever
Existed.
existed.
When you're getting permabans, when you're in your own tier, like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness. So I'm gonna throw him up after Mewtwo. Let's just talk about him for now, and we'll see if he stays there. Um, I've seen some combos. Yeah, it's just like Silver Tongue says. I've seen some combos of him just straight up zero to KOing into his down throw into 4 or 5 even up tilts, finished with a tornado, and you're just gone. Like I think Meta Knight could be just that character that if the game's fast enough, if he's not nerfed enough, he might just take it. Yeah,
The big thing
Abadongo
to
says he's the number one character in the game.
number one character in what?
In the game, just in everything. I don't know about that, but I mean,
Well, the one thing to remember is that Meta Knight was ridiculously dominant in Brawl because he could combo people hard. And in Brawl, you really didn't get to do combos ever.
hmm
Um, now, that said, I think, yes, his combo game is ridiculous. And also, his recovery is insane because just about everything you do can act as recovery.
I think I think I'll have to push my influence here. I think Meta Knight has to be S tier. I think he has to be. Like in a game this fast, with his combos, with his move set, with his recovery, the only character in the game with 4 recovery options in his specials. That's That's dumb, by the way.
That's
That's really dumb. Like you have characters like, well, Crom's a good example. He has one recovery move, and it's terrible. Like,
yeah.
well, I guess two if you count directional air dodge, but I mean, uh, so
I
I
mean,
I
it
think Meta Knight
here's
has to
what sets him
be S
apart.
tier.
Other characters are saying, "Well, I'm going to recover now." Meta Knight's saying, "Which recovery am I going to use this time?"
Yeah. How do I recover? Yeah. I'm just wondering if Ultimate's gonna turn into another game similar to what Cheese said here, where it's D, C, B, A, S, double S, Meta Knight tier. So
That's
yeah,
really what it was too.
it was, except I think it was like, Meta Knight and then a couple people and then like everyone else. Like, it's just, and then the Ganon tier. The Ganon. Oh my gosh, Ganon was so bad. Oh, rip Ganondorf.
Speaking of poor tiers, I need to take a page out of Zero's game
We
and
talking about the
put
Metroid tier?
no, I'm talking about the D to D tier.
Oh, the DDD tier. All right. Are we adding that below D tier?
No,
Uh,
I'm just making D tier into the D tier.
I think we just need to make its own DDD tier because I think he's gonna be that bad. I think here.
Well, he can't do it. It's sad because I like playing him. He's a silly character, and hitting people with giant hammers is always fun. But he can't get close to anyone is the problem. He's slow and he's gigantic. So if you're gonna try to get in close to
Where is
someone,
he?
then they're
Oh, there he is.
it's like he's gonna be halfway through hitting you with his hammer, and you're already gonna be launching him.
Yeah, he's DDD is awful. I think how about this? Let's take a nice break from the greats. Let's just talk about the garbage. Let's talk about the trash. Just the bottom of the barrel. I think while we're talking about the bottom of the barrel, we have to bring up Metroid, a game I already think
Yeah.
is overrated enough. Shots fired. So let's go ahead and talk about Ridley. I think he's bad, like really bad.
He's another situation where um
I'm putting
in the
Ridley B
perfect
above.
moment
Go ahead.
in the perfect moment Ridley can shine with his I don't remember what it's called anymore, but that the he can attack someone to basically stab them at the sweet spot
Uh
for
huh.
ridiculous amounts of damage. But
I immediately lost like 3 viewers after I put Ridley in DDD tier.
what's that?
True, the truth hurts. The truth hurts. I'm sorry. Someone has to deliver it. Someone has to deliver it. I'm bringing honest content to this site. I'm sorry. I will not cater to Ridley and Plant are going to be better than everyone. Plant gang. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I think yeah,
Ridley can shine in the right moment, but outside of that, he's just again big and slow with no real range. Um, he has some interesting potentials, but they're just outshined by other
yeah.
characters.
I agree. I think Ridley is fine in duos, like fine, and then just really bad in solos cuz he has really bad Star Fox recovery.
Yeah,
That's what I'm seeing from it. And a very lackluster. I'm almost thinking like a Jigglypuff N64 jump, like where you just don't get vertical. Like it's just not great
it's
compared
more
to.
of a I'm gonna hover in the same place button.
Yeah, when you think of like characters like, Meta Knight, Jigglypuff, Kirby, Ridley just doesn't have the same thing. Speaking of Metroid, Samus, Dark Samus, I don't know why they're nerfing the only thing good about those characters when they weren't broken anyway. But I think Samus and Dark Samus are above Ridley and DDD, but not by much. Not by much. I don't think they're
Uh,
going to do anything. Do you agree or disagree?
You could call this my heavy bias coming in, but I would put Ridley above the Samuses, but they would still be above DDD.
I'm fine with that just because I'm never like playing this tier anyway, so sure. Whatever. um,
Poor Metroid tier.
I do have to say though, I think Bowser Jr. has to be the best character of the DDD tier. I think let's give Bowser Jr. the place he deserves as the top of the tier list of the top of the worst. Now, he just didn't get changed, and he was really bad. Like everyone got all these nice buffs. Like for the most part, I would say most of the characters got better. Um, but like he just didn't. He didn't get anything, and he has probably the most feels bad spike in the game. Where you can have someone at like 70% and then drill spike them, and then they'll just like jump off of you and then footstool you, and then you'll die somehow. Like it's just yeah. So I think Bowser Jr. has to be above him, but I mean that's not saying a lot. I don't think it's there.
I just want to. I agree with that, but I do want to move Dark Samus above normal Samus because who's gonna play normal Samus when you can play Dark Samus?
I do agree with that. I agree with that. It's like, yo, why would you ever pick the normal Genji when you could be carbon fiber Genji?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Hey,
Or Oni Genji or something.
Samus has just been on a downhill spiral since N64, man. It's been rough. So I'm hoping, yo, Sakurai, you're not watching this. You don't speak English, so I don't know why I'm, you know, prioritizing you in particular. But someone on Nintendo, buff Metroid. Buff these guys. Come on, at least get them to balanced. Get them to
Yeah.
balanced. I think B and C tier is going to be our balanced. I almost said killers. I'm in Dead by Daylight. I think it's going to be our balanced places. Yeah, yo, call them out. Yo, somebody at Nintendo. Yo, let's wake up and let's buff our boys. Um, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Pac-Man. Does he go to the bottom of D tier or the top of DDD tier?
Hmm.
Because I think he's trash. I think Pac-Man's bad. I think he's really bad.
I have to admit, I don't know as much about Pac-Man as the other characters. There's
It,
a part of me that just hates his smile and wants to put him lower. So I'll let you decide where to put that because I'm too biased.
I like the Greninja tier, Olimar tier, Pac-Man. Okay, we can't have all of these tiers. We can. I'm okay with a Pikachu tier and like a DDD tier, but that's just because they're the best. I'm not putting the tiers for everybody. Now, if this was like a World of Light tier list, it'd be Kirby S. Everyone dead. I mean, that'd be easy.
Yeah.
We could just call
Yeah.
it quits and we'd be done. But that's too many tiers. If you go to YouTube, too many cooks. There were too many of those. I'm not gonna make too many tiers. Yeah, so I'm gonna put Pac-Man at just below Bowser Jr. I don't think Pac-Man's better than
Okay.
Bowser Jr. Just because of the fact that they nerfed the damage on his projectiles. He can cycle
Right.
them faster, but it's like you're just kind of like getting to garbage quicker. I don't know. It's like when it's trash day and you have your garbage can on the side of your house instead of in your backyard. It's easier to get it to the curb from the side of your house than from your backyard. But at the end of the day, you're bringing garbage to your street.
It
So
was a really elaborate
it
metaphor.
was a very unnecessarily elaborate metaphor for something that doesn't matter. Let's go back up to good people because I want to feel good about this game again. Um, I think we need to bring up Cloud. Um,
So Cloud,
we don't
let's
have a ghost Luigi character. Rip.
what's that?
He said he's disappointed we don't have a ghost Luigi tier
Oh.
list. Oh, actually, yeah. You know what? I'll put Ridley above Pac-Man because he's cooler.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna put the Samuses above Pac-Man because I think Pac-Man's better than the Samuses. I think Cloud is gonna be good, but even just playing him today, his recovery options are are rough.
I was just about to say that. So people were talking about how limit break not lasting longer than 15 seconds now or not being indefinite would really hurt his camping or kill power and just the fact that he's on the map. Again, the lose-lose situation type deal.
Yeah.
But with limit break going away, it takes a while to charge up, and if you don't have it, then your recovery is severely limited.
Dude, he's just two bears, two back airs away from dead.
Honestly,
So,
which is sad because Cloud is cool, but
yeah, and
um
I agree
his
with that. Yeah.
and he can recover it. You have to make sure that you're speaking about the Cloud that's between the two, the Cloud that might have limit break. The issue with him is the same issue that you run into with, say, Mr. Game and Watch and consistency. If Game and Watch got nines all the time, he would be insane. If Cloud had limit break all the time, then he would be super strong. But the fact that he might not have it and you might survive or might not survive, just it drops him, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I agree. I think he's gonna be mid A tier. I don't think
I'd
he's gonna
say
be.
mid to low.
Just can't see a character like Cloud being low A tier. I really can't.
No,
Um,
not low, mid low.
Mid low. So who's near the Belmonts? Who's near the Belmonts? Um,
I actually think Mr. Game and Watch.
you're gonna have to convince me on that one.
Okay,
But
so
let's get all right.
I'll
Give it up for
of all the
Yukon.
people who could do it.
In his defense over Mr. Game and Watch. I don't agree with this, but let's hear it. Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
I would put Game and Watch above the Belmonts actually, and I would do it.
Wow.
I would do it because not only do I think he's stronger, but he would be a direct counter to most of what the Belmonts want to do. So Game and Watch had almost every single one of his skills buffed. They changed the way a lot of skills operate in the way their frames come out and things. For example, his parachute. If you use it, you can use it to get out of most situations because it comes out so quickly, and then it sends you off into the sky beyond. Um, his chair comes out on something like frame 2 or 3 practically. I
That
swear it
quick.
looks like it looks like it's almost instantaneous.
That's crazy.
You just see him there and bam, there's a chair in your face. So yeah, they reduce the power and they reduce the range, but it's so fast. That skill alone looks like it just happens, like it's just there all of a sudden. Um but the other changes that I think are huge is that he can ground people with his down smash. They changed his jab so that it's more consistent. Um, and on top of all of this, they made Bucket incredibly stronger. So Bucket up until this point has always absorbed energy attacks, but now it reflects all other attacks. So it's a true counter for projectiles. Either you're making it so that he's going to murder you, or he's shooting your projectiles back into your face. He has a stronger Star Fox reflector because it can kill you.
I um I think he's gonna be mid A tier. I think, and we can keep him above the Belmonts. I don't mind that, but I do think there's gonna be some characters that I'm probably just not thinking of right now that are probably better. The one that I'm thinking off the top of my head, that I do think would be um, potentially better than Mr. Game and Watch is honestly, I think, what's the where I just had them on the list. Where did they go? Drum roll, please. Sonic. I think Sonic's going to be better. And the reason I think Sonic's going to be above is the argument of Mewtwo King. He's too fast. He's just too fast. He can't be bad if he's too fast. And he's a character that dominated a lot of tournaments for Smash 4. He has a lot of recovery options. He can get out of anything, pretty much. Um, and he can, having the immediate jump up air, which I think is something that obviously incredible for, yeah, you're too slow, too good for Sonic. But it also makes characters that are heavy a lot more viable too. So we'll get into that later. But I think Sonic is just going to be better than Mr. Game and Watch because he has just way more the speed. The speed factor is just incredible. Um, so I would say that above, but I mean, yeah, I definitely think Mr. Game and Watch might have what it takes. I don't know that yet though. I don't know. I'm just gonna put Cloud after the Belmonts. I'm just gonna keep him there for now since we already kind of talked about him in depth, and we'll just
Sure.
kind of move him around obviously as time goes on. Um, yeah, so I think the way I have it so far, I have Sonic, Game and Watch, Belmont's Cloud. Um, I just don't realistically see Game and Watch being better than Belmont's. I can see. Oh, it's so tough to see Game and Watch above Cloud, but Cloud's recovery, honestly. Um,
Yeah, I mean, Game and Watch presses a button, and guess what? Every time he's going to survive.
and with Cloud, you just get gimped by like Pikachu or Diddy Kong. You're gone. You're just gone.
Speaking of which, actually, I would put Pichu between the Belmonts and Game and Watch.
Yeah, Pikachu has invincibility frames, which is something that I think Cheese brought up earlier on her
He is.
his. They can be. Look at the heart-shaped tail.
It's got to be a
2018.
heart-shaped tail. Macho Libre Pikachu is female, but the base Pikachu is male.
Um, so Pikachu, whatever it is, the Pokemon. I definitely think if you have a move set like Pikachu, and Pikachu is the best character in the game, and you're an echo of that, you're gonna be good. You're just gonna be good.
Hmm.
I think with how much they've reduced the damage that you take, um, and the invincibility frames, there's about a 4 frame period of channeling your up B where you're just invincible. So that can just get you out of crazy things. We'll talk about K. Rool right after Pichu. So we'll go and we'll get into K. Rool because I do have very good thoughts about K. Rool. Um, so yeah, Pichu I think definitely deserves to be high A tier. It's like a character that like every time I think about Pichu, I just always move him up in the tier list.
It's like finally Pichu is getting the justice he deserves after Melee, but at the same time, if you're playing Pichu, why aren't you playing Pikachu?
Right, exactly. And you have to be a god with the invincibility frame to validate it, in my opinion. But even still, like, just pick Pikachu.
Now, admittedly, there was one situation that I was thinking about, and wherein Pikachu or Pichu's self damage could be an advantage. Um, so as you get a higher percentage, certain combos that could kill won't be able to hit you as consistently anymore because the combo itself will knock you out of the combo.
Uh huh.
So and while I don't have any direct examples of exactly what those would be,
Hmm.
um, it is possible that Pikachu could damage himself just enough to break through that threshold so that certain kill combos wouldn't work as consistently anymore.
Hmm.
Um, but at the same time, he's also super light, and that's a really niche situation, though it's something that's worth mentioning at least.
Yeah, no, definitely. Um, One thing before, let's just keep delaying K. Rule so that way we can keep the view count. Uh, he brings Cheese brings a good point. With the whole the 3-0. Well, I don't think killing computers is the most impressive thing in the universe. Um, I think Peach and Daisy are going to be very good in this game. um, based on the fact that they're not that much different than they were in Smash 4, and in Smash 4 they were incredibly high on the tier list. Another character that, which you're feel free to argue me on, I do think Peach and Daisy would be better than a Game and Watch, um, with the combo game specifically. I do think that um, Game and Watch has. I can't even go for recovery. I think they're about the same. Like, cause they just float. I guess they went down into the sewer with Pennywise. They all float too.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think the recoveries on them is crazy. The down spike, with the twinkle toes, the B slap, and the fact that you can control, to an extent, what forward tilt's coming out, um, is just incredible. So I think,
There is also the thing to consider where they can heal themselves.
yeah, like that's crazy. They can heal themselves. They've got the projectile game. Being able to pull an item is huge. If you can bring an item out of
That is
nowhere,
huge.
it's crazy. I mean, look at Diddy Kong. You get 56 tournament
Though
wins in a row.
and
I
and
mean, come on.
admittedly, Game and Watch can do that too, but it's a 1 in 9 chance.
True. Um, but you're just sacrificing. I think,
Well, he can heal. He can heal with a 7. He doesn't get a projectile.
yeah, and I think if you're talking about the infamous,
But
up throw, combo, I think you just have to up throw two, up A, like up tilt. Like up tilt just seems much more safe and reliable. I
one
mean, if you're behind, maybe side B, but
yes, one thing that I forgot to mention about Game and Watch, it's not necessarily going to move his placement, but it's something that's important to know. They changed his forward air. His forward air is no longer the box thing. If you want to have a hitbox that comes out next to you in air, you need to do your back air, which is the turtle. They changed his forward air from the box to dropping a bomb, and that bomb will explode after X amount of time, but also I think it's like 3 seconds or something.
mm-hmm.
Or if it hits the ground or another character, and that move is insane for ledge guarding. It's like an explosive mini village bowling ball, um, that you can just drop straight down off the edge. Uh, and Game and Watch, because he's a rather floaty character from time to time, it's pretty easy to jump into the air and just start dropping bombs places. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but there was one game in particular that I'm thinking about where, and admittedly, yes, it was against a DDD, and it's not saying much, but um, the Game and Watch just kept on jumping and dropping bombs off the edge, and DDD couldn't really do much of anything about it outside of managing to get his super jump off to get above the Game and Watch for a second. And I think that camping and edge guarding tool is um, worth bringing up.
Yeah, definitely. I think though personally, and I actually do need. You're gonna hate me, but I'm about to try and argue for four characters to be above Game and Watch. Um, Granted, they're kind of echoes. Um, I think the Peach Daisy has to be above, just because I think there's just more power and more options available.
Well,
Um,
there's more consistency.
Consistency, I think it's a better word for it. As well as, Isabel Villager. I think, first off, I'm just gonna put Peach and Daisy there because we've talked about them. Um, I think Peach above Daisy. From the gameplay I've seen, Peach seems to be a bit more consistent,
Mhm.
and better with combos. Isabel and Villager. Um, Obviously, Smash 4, they were crazy. And the spam game is crazy with Villager. Now, Isabel is unique to Villager with her little fishing rod. Um, I think it's a tough one. I think overall, and this is my opinion, and I'll let you, get into yours after. But I think Isabel probably will be the better choice for singles, as much as I want it to be Villager. But I think Villager is just unparalleled to her in duos. But since this is the solos, I think we have to put Isabel before Villager, just because of the ledge trapping, and you can just
Hmm.
make so many like plays where it's just like, all right, I'm just gonna plant this fire hydrant at the edge of the level, and I'm gonna just fishing rod and just wait. And like, what are you gonna do? Like,
Almost
you'll
like you're fishing or something.
yeah, exactly. Like that's so good. You get off the ledge, and she just like makes like, oh, just creates cancer. She just plants the seeds in there. So I think I actually don't know even with Sonic. Um, I even think they might be better than Sonic with Isabel and Villager, just because of the fact that they have so many options. Recovery, I mean, good God, is there anyone with better recovery in the game? Oh, Pikachu. Okay, but besides Pikachu, is there anyone better with her? I mean, dude, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I think I'm
From
gonna
what
put
I've seen, Piranha Plant has some pretty crazy recovery, man.
Yo Piranha Plant S tier confirmed. S
That's
tier
it.
confirmed.
Piranha Plant tier.
Yeah, I think Isabel's better than Sonic. Um, and obviously that would make Villager. I think they're close enough. Isabel and Villager. That'll put them together. So I think it'd be Isabel, Villager, Sonic, Peach, Daisy, Game and Watch, and then Pichu, Belmont's Cloud. So far, is what I have.
So far.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that makes sense. I think I can like logically be like cool with that. But wow, seeing Game Watch that high up is really cool. Um, I totally forgot about him. I totally forgot about him. Pokemon Trainer. What are our thoughts of Pokemon Trainer? I think I think he's really good. What do you think?
I mean, I think he's good, yes, but I think he's good in a balanced sense. Like, sure, he has access to three different characters, but they're all meh. And
But okay, so
it's like,
if you have
sorry,
three meh
you.
characters, all right. So if you have three meh characters, but you can decide what kind of you can choose, does that make to
I mean, just
Elaborate.
yes, I would take meh to meh because you have not just three meh moves, you have nine meh moves. So it's like it's kind of like the recovery situation with Meta Knight. It's what way do I want to do this time? And you could get if you're counterpicked with one of the Pokemon, you could play a different Pokemon. Um,
Oh, jeez. We'll talk about K. Rule after Pichu. Dash, Deerclops, and Yukon 2018. uh, okay, so I'm thinking Pokemon Trainer. I'm thinking Pokemon Trainer. Uh, I actually see him pretty high. I see him in A tier. Because
I
I
see him
like the
in A
versatility.
tier.
I like the
I
versatility.
I agree, but I'd put him in low A tier
Do you think
because
after Cloud?
I I was gonna say I think After Cloud is fair.
Yeah. I don't think B tier. No, I think having that many options, you just can't be in B tier.
Yeah,
Um, K Rule. King K
King
Rule. The
the
King.
King.
The King. The Rule. The guy that just B slapped the hell out of DDD to be like, nope, I'm here now. I'm a character.
You
Now,
might be King DDD, but I am King K. Rule.
he's the real king. It's like the difference between
Now I will
Elvis
say this:
and
I think
MJ.
King K. Rule is probably the king of the heavies in my book,
So let's go ahead.
and
Let's let Yukon go over K. Rule, just kind of explaining like what he does, why you think he's good. Because Yukon is the better of the two of us with heavies, so I do want him to talk about that.
so the big thing with King K. Rule is that when it comes to most of the other heavies, they don't have very good recovery options, particularly vertically. Bowser has his shell spin. You have Ganondorf just has his like one little thing. You have Incineroar, we can call him a heavy, but he's more likely to kill himself with his recovery than he is to actually recover.
Oh, poor Incineroar. Poor Incineroar. Dude, we're gonna lose
um,
all our viewers when we put Incineroar in the top tier because he's a god. Yeah,
yeah,
uh-huh.
furry tier, right?
Stay here, guys.
Um, Donkey Kong has his spin, but none of them move up very easily. King K. Rool is just like he practically has
Yeah, he does.
villager recovery
Mhm.
as a heavy character. So it's like, oh, you just managed to get him off the stage. Guess what? He's still on the stage. Um, then a couple other things that are really good about him is that he has a counter and he has projectiles with his crown and his gun. Um, None of the other heavies have that kind of range. So he has the tools that other characters generally have when it comes to campers or survivability, but he's also heavy and hits like a freight train. So all of that said and done, he still suffers from, unfortunately, the problem of being slower than most of the other characters, being as heavy as he is. But he has the tools to make him shine a whole lot brighter than the rest of the heavy cast.
Mhm. I agree. I agree. To add to that, the fact that he can guarantee root opponents with his down throw, similar to Rob, but like he actually has a kit. Um, Shade. Yeah, no game ending today. I don't see any world where Incineroar is above Ike. But where are we thinking for K Rule? Where are we thinking?
Personally, I'd put K. Rool between the Belmonts and Cloud.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Um, he's just got a lot of options. I do think that K Rule's really good. If you're gonna pick
And
a heavy
he's
character, I think K Rule's a good place to start.
and not to be punny, but he is monstrously consistent. The reason I dock Cloud so heavily is that it's either you have limit break and you survive and you don't and you die.
Yeah,
And with K. Rule, he always has a little jetpack.
yeah, and that's the big difference between Cloud and someone like Crom. Whereas like Crom, you never have a limit break. You always have a bad up B. And with
Yeah.
Crom or with a Cloud, there's that chance. Um, let's let's since we talked about him enough, let's address the elephant in the room, Crom and Little Mac. I think now obviously the way you feel about Game and Watch is very similar to the way that I feel about Little Mac. But the problem with Little Mac and the problem with Crom, great kits. I mean, Crom is an echo of Roy. Roy is an S tier character. Roy's broken, but Roy has recovery. Crom does not.
Yep.
And same with Little Mac, where Little Mac, you get him off the stage, he's done. I mean, I think if we were making a tier list of characters on the ground, I argue that Little Mac is S tier, like top of S tier. I don't think there's anyone in the game
If you're
that's more
talking
dominant
only
than
on the
only
ground,
on
then
the
Little
ground.
Mac just
Is just the
wins. He's
best.
built to be on the ground. But
But he
um
jumps ever, and then he just moves all the way down. I think a good place to put them is C tier. I think the top of C tier for now, just because we have nothing in C tier. But I think Little Mac, Crom, um, probably in that order.
I would agree, and placement wise as well. I was gonna say C tier.
I think C tier is fine because they're great kits. They're just not where the hell is Crom? I cannot find him for some reason.
He's
Crom.
near
Oh,
the
there he is.
endish.
There he is. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's fair. Um, and what's important to note with them is Little Mac and Crom can play at S tier. Consider them S tier characters until they're off the stage. Once they're off the
Fortunately.
stage, then they're like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
get back. So,
Which and honestly, if we want to think of this Final Destination wise, which I believe we're is what we're kind of doing, then okay, sure. But there are some stages that simply don't have as many pitfalls, so they're going to be stronger on those stages. One of the big things that comes with this game that Sakurai wanted is, and it's the reason he made stage select before character select,
hmm
because he knows that there's so many stages that there will be some stages that characters are just exponentially better on than others.
yeah,
So I think these two guys are going to be way better at stages like Yoshi's Island that has like one pitfall,
hmm
and you're only gonna fall into it if you attack the ground.
yeah,
Outside of that, the only way you can die is off the edge or through the air. And so these guys and their lack of recovery options are no longer an issue. But unfortunately, those stages aren't necessarily used much in competitive, which is what this is supposed to be about. So it's something to think about. They can shine really bright, but if you're not careful, you're going to recognize that flashlight will burn out pretty quickly.
yes. And I think that's a good placement of them. Um, Honestly, I think while we're on the topic of heavies as well, I know we just talked about the two exceptions. I think they're like the biggest exceptions to the rules. Um, but I think we need to bring up Ganon, Bowser, and DK as our last like heavy characters that are I think worth talking about at least. I think there are other heavy characters, but I think
Well,
the ones that are
true
worth.
heavy characters.
Yeah, I think. Actually, before that, I'm thinking Link needs to be here in A tier. Um, I think Link's a lot better, and especially after I've seen all of the crazy shenanigans that you can pull with the down B, with just completely canceling off zones, recovering, giving yourself a second up special. Um, I think you can use that in a very similar ability to like the Snake Mine, which oh my gosh, we have to talk about Snake too. I think Snake needs to be really high up here too. But yeah,
Well, having an explosive that you can set off when you want it to explode is huge.
yeah. So I think we need to put Link. Um, I would say right after Pokemon Trainer. I think
Okay.
um, I think Link has a lot of options. I think this is the strongest Link that we've seen. That's
The
not young Link.
strongest
The strongest
Link.
old Link. Old
Yeah.
Link. Very important. We already have him here. We already have him here. Um, yeah, Snake's butt is nerfed, so probably the bottom of DDD tier. Um,
OP. OP.
OP. Uh, um, yeah, so I think Link, and then, oof. Oh, there's so many good characters that we're still leaving here. Zero Suit. Zero Suit. How do you not put Zero Suit in high A tier? She's so good. She's so good.
Yeah.
Um, I think we kind of slept on that one. Um, I think Zero's.
We haven't really done anything with Zelda yet either.
Yeah, Zelda also needs to be high. I think Zelda and Zero Suit both need to be higher than Link. And K. I think Zero Suit's way above K. Rule. Um,
Well, that Zero Suit has the Bayonetta laddering combo like,
she's got ladder and she's got spike. Crazy
and
spike.
she has a tether grab
hmm
for getting back to stage. Doesn't she? She has a
yeah,
little
she
whip.
tethers. She
Yeah.
tethers. Um,
So
yeah, I think we got to put like Zero Suit up with Sonic, just because if you're that fast, can ladder, can spike, you have to be high up there. You have to. Do you have any objections to that? I mean,
not exponentially, no.
I mean, you look at someone like Nairo, who ends a 56 win streak of zero with Zero Suit Samus. I mean, like,
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm not arguing that she should be high. I'm thinking that she might need to be higher than that.
Honestly, maybe even like I think better than Sonic, maybe even the leading A tier. Do we think above Villager and Isabel? Maybe she's too
I
fast.
would
She's too
say
fast. She has to
probably,
be. She
yeah.
has to be. Zelda. Let's talk about Zelda too before we get too carried away. I'm cool with keeping Zero Suit at top of A tier. For now, I think Zelda should be above Pichu. Maybe not above
Okay.
Game and Watch. Because I think the down B is really good. Um, Zeal's like, finally, let's talk about Zelda. Holy cow! I've been waiting forever so I could just leave. um,
I mean, we already did our talk on King K. Rule.
yeah. Somehow the view count has gone up. I guess people are happy with our placements. But yeah, I think
I guess so.
Zelda's finally looking good. I think Zelda's finally looking like she's not like let's just switch to Sheik.
Right. The big
Oh,
thing when it
Sheik.
came
Oh my gosh.
Sheik.
Sheik. No.
So the
Oh.
big thing that
There's too many good characters. This is a great problem to have. This is
yeah, it is,
awesome.
honestly. So the thing with Zelda and Sheik in particular, they're starting to change it now, but they were once a single character, and so they always felt a little bit shallow after they were separated.
Agree. Agree.
And so when it came to the character when it was a single character, then it was generally you're playing Sheik until you switch to Zelda to kill someone.
Yeah,
Um,
with up air.
I think right. I think they still haven't quite got that down yet.
I think they got
Um,
it with Sheik. I think Sheik feels like a complete character now that she has the down B, similar to Zero Suit Spike. Hold on, I'm gonna plug in my headset so it doesn't die. Give me a sec. But go ahead.
no, you were saying
Oh yeah.
something too.
Yeah. So I think we have to put Sheik next to Zero Suit, just because it's the same thing of too fast, and I think Zero Suit has the advantage because of ladder. Um, but jump forward air and the spike is just really good. I think it's nerfed though, so I think from Smash 4, whereas Sheik would be someone like a guaranteed S tier, I think she's more of like the top of A tier now. Um,
Okay.
so I would say that's a good placement for Sheik. If I could find her, there she is. I'd put her right next to Zero Suit because I always think of them as very similar playstyles of incredibly fast, and it's like the Sonic argument: too fast to be bad. Like you just, if you're that fast in a fighting game, you're gonna be good. But yeah, I like that placement so far, and that's still exciting to see that Game and Watch is still holding on. He's still holding on pretty well. Um, who are we gonna go into? Heavies now that we got kind of
Yeah,
those ones out of the way.
we got Ganon, Bowser, and DK.
I do think Ganon is going to be um, the best of the heavies after K. Rule,
Yeah,
just because of the fact of you just hit like one of those swords, man. It's crazy.
he has a larger range than the others.
Yeah.
Um, and he does have bursts of speed that are faster because his specials move him a lot more. Um, if we think of him as the not so longer echo of Captain Falcon, like he was in Melee,
Mhm.
um, he kind of has those Falcon moves, and uh, the echo-ish Falcon kick in particular is one big one.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
and
that's very nice.
on top of that, he's the only one of the character of those guys that um, well, no, Bowser can do it too, but I would put Bowser above DK anyway. They have the
Yeah.
ability to they have a special that sends them down fast, so they can land easier. Um, in this game, a lot of the issues that characters are running into is their inability to get safely onto the ground to reset.
Hmm.
Um, Especially in a game with combos, that's huge. So those guys are able to kill the combos, and then there's honestly the thing that I haven't seen anyone use much that I think is worth bringing up for Ganon is that his his Ganondorf punch is uninterruptible after so many frames.
It's similar to
Um,
what makes Bowser really good in that he has armor when he's doing that
yeah,
move, and why I think Ryu and Ken are really good in their counter that they have armor. So yeah, I think a good placement for Ganon is actually just right after Breath of the Wild Link. Not only because Link canonically beats Ganon, uh, but I do think I honestly think that's where he should be. I think he should be in the middle of the pack in A tier. I think Bowser should follow right after Ganon, just because of the fact that I didn't know this and I had him like really bad, but his smash attacks have heavy armor. That's been confirmed after the demo today that I've played and the ones that I've seen. Um, how dare Bowser be higher than Ridley or Crom? Um, well, recovery. Uh, Zelda. Let's go into Zelda a bit more. You know, we got a question. Zeal wants to know what makes Zelda better
sure.
now? Why Zelda was trash, I think, in Smash 4, is her down B was instant. When you let go, it happens. Now you can create lose lose situations on maps like Final Destination. Oh my goodness, she's going to be really good. When there's only one path, obviously, the less pass, the better. But you're gonna have that like soldier looking dude. I don't know what he's called, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The
Yeah,
big armor guy, the Dark Nut, I think is what they call him. If you max charge it, it will go off after I think a randomized time, varying between I think like 2 to 4 seconds or something like that, which is incredible. It's so much better. You can in those times while you're waiting, you can set up situations where well, first off, you can't get grabbed in front of them because if you get grabbed, your Darknut's going to come in and save you. You can't, or you can throw into the Darknut, and the Darknut kills. Her up B does. It seems like it does a lot more damage now, and it's just got a lot. Her recovery's great with that, and her damage just seems really decent. Like she has decent damage, great recovery, and she finally has a kill option. Like I think that's what she was lacking for a while since Melee when they nerfed her up air, which would just like touch of God, you're dead now. So like the fact that she has that somewhat back, not quite Melee level back, but somewhat back and a new down B makes her, I'd say, a high A tier.
they did also buff most of her aerials as well.
Mhm.
While I don't necessarily remember the specifics about it, but the aerials have been made more consistent.
Yes, I agree.
I believe it's that they come out faster. They're more useful as moves. Most of her kit is now actually useful. The
Mhm.
skills that she had to avoid using and to use other skills, she now can use situationally, which is just a buff in general.
One, yeah. So one character I do want to talk about. So you should have A tier full right now, right? With Ganon
Yeah,
after Link and then Bowser. Okay.
yeah.
Um, I think one person we forgot to talk about that I think is going to be really good. Actually, two people, but we'll start with Corrin because you know Fire Emblem is what Nintendo's pushing, so they want that to be really good. As look at this tier list at the top. Oh my gosh, Marth, Lucina, Roy, pretty much Ike right now. It's just crazy. Uh,
hmm
I think I think we need to put um, Corrin in A tier somewhere, which means someone has to get booted down to B tier. Um,
Or they could get promoted. We could move. Zero Suit up
Oh yeah,
underneath.
let's just do that. Let's do that. Let's move Zero Suit and Sheik to S tier, and we'll just close that off for now. So I'll put Corrin. I think Corrin is better than Pokemon Trainer, but not Cloud. And here's why. I would put Corrin a lot higher, but you can't side B off ledge anymore, which was absolutely cancer. Where you just kind of sit there and you just like look at them and just kind of wait. And you can just pretty much do whatever you want, decide between recovering or just jumping up. You can only side B on stage. But yeah, Corrin has always had good kill options, has always had decent projectile game. Well, not some projectile game at least with the dragon attack, the ball of dragonness. I don't know. I don't play Fire Emblem, so whatever that
I
is.
think
But
they also nerfed Corrin's spike.
yeah, Corrin Spike is nowhere near what it used to be. So I still think Corrin's gonna be great because it's another overloaded kit. Um, but they've nerfed enough abilities that I don't think Corrin's gonna be like crazy. Um, so yeah, I think I'm cool with that. If you have any objections to that.
No, that seems fine to me.
And then the other one is Mario. Mario is very good. Um, he was very. I'd say Mario was great in Smash 4. Super, not super nerfed, but nerfed definitely from where he used to be in Smash 4. So in Smash Ultimate, I think Mario has potential. He has that combo game, but now that it's not as much of a just all right, well, I got my combo, so I'm just gonna combo you for the next 5 seconds, and you can't do anything. The fact that you can like do stuff now makes it a lot worse. So I think Mario has to be up there. I would say above Cloud, maybe even above K. Rule, or even the Belmonts, maybe. I think
Um,
Mario's good. I think Mario's really good. I don't think he's great, but I think he's really good.
I think I could agree to above Cloud, but I don't know about K Rule. Recovery, man.
Mario's got it.
Well, I mean, Mario has recovery, yes, but he doesn't have K Rules. And K Rule has more tools that he can use.
I think Mario has more combos, and I think the
I
combo
think
game,
K
the
Rule doesn't
faster.
need combos.
I'll agree to disagree. I think Mario should be a lot higher up there, um, but I'm cool with that. It is a pre list anyway. Um, it's kind of tough at this point with putting characters places because it's just like and now that you put someone somewhere, like they're now compared to everyone on the list now. It's not just like
Yep.
Pikachu. All right, cool. Let's wrap it up. Uh, I think to start our B tier, I think Captain Falcon is a really good starting point. Um,
Okay.
I think Captain Falcon has always been good. I think he's not great, but I think he's good. He's fast. He has a crazy spot. He's easily the flashiest character in the game. That
Yeah.
Falcon punch, that knee, the down spike. Oh my word, like he is just so fun to watch. So I definitely hope there's going to be a lot more Falcons, but I think he has an unreliable combo game. He has a very unreliable recovery. Um, and I just think those are some things that are really holding him back from being a little bit better in the game.
Hmm.
Um, so I think he's good, but I don't think flashiest Incineroar. Oh, tough, close, very close. Yeah, so I'm pretty comfortable with.
Incineroar might be flashier when that KO blast comes in off the bottom of the stage.
Up special. Pretty much like Incineroar's up special is like Suicide Hotline.
Yeah,
Like,
it is literally.
okay, so we've talked about him enough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I get it if you want to leave. I get it. I get it, Blades. But let's talk about Incineroar. I think Incineroar
So
has to be our first D character, honestly. Um, just because of the fact that he's kind of slow. He does have a counter, yes, but like it's like a multi-step process where it doesn't happen right away. It just empowers your next attack that might not even hit. It might just hit a shield. His recovery is horrible, horrible. Um, but
I don't know if I'd put him in D personally because
like low
the
C,
counter, as far as anyone is aware so far, it will empower his next attack to a set level, regardless of how strong the attack was that he took. So you could essentially absorb a Link arrow or a Pikachu bolt or a Pikmin throw, and that would ultimately make your next skill that much stronger.
right,
And I think he's a type of character where, again, he is strong until you get him off the stage to a particular extent,
right.
um, in which then he is going to recover and ultimately commit suicide. Um,
Would you say he's a much worse group, like a much worse version of the Little Mac and Crom subfamily, where like he has an okay kit but with no recovery that makes him really bad?
I mean, yes, I'd put him in that group, but I wouldn't. I think I'd put him between the two, between Little Mac and above Crom, and that's
I don't agree
because
with that. I think Crom is much stronger than Incineroar. You have Roy's playstyle. You have the Roy Marth, crazy, unbelievable in your face. Like you have to acknowledge that. Yes, just because he has a bad recovery. I mean, both of them have trash recoveries, but at least one of them has a really good moveset. I mean, you're Roy without a recovery, but like I would rather play Roy without recovery than play Incineroar, if that makes sense.
mm, I mean,
I
yeah,
in no world I see Incineroar above Grom. I'm okay giving you the
I
C
think
tier on him, but I do not think that's even close. No way.
mm,
If you're putting Roy all the way up there in S tier, which I think he rightfully belongs, you have that same kit except for recovery. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, granted, I haven't played him. I haven't seen too much of him. What I've seen hasn't really impressed me too much. I think yeah, the counter does play a big role, but I don't see him being better than Grom.
well, for now, put him in C tier, and uh, I think it's probably going to have to work its way out through, like in practice.
Yeah. And yeah, this could totally change. For all I know, he could be B tier. For all I know, he could be D tier. There's just not enough gameplay of him. There's not enough practice. Yeah, I'm cool with keeping him right after Crom on the C tier for now, and then just kind of like moving on to other people. Speaking of other people, I think Fox is B tier just because he's fast. Like too fast to be bad.
And
I
if we're
think.
going to talk about Fox, we have to talk about Falco and Wolf too.
Oh, like Falco's a lot worse than Wolf and Fox. This his recovery is so much worse, and um what's it? His his shield. Yikes. Yeah, I think Fox has to be B. I can't see Wolf that far behind him, but I don't think I'm cool with just keeping Fox Wolf for now, but I do think there will be people in between Fox and Wolf later.
I'd put Falco.
After Wolf, probably.
No, 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 no. I'd put Falco in C tier
I
somewhere.
think so too. I think above Little Mac, just because he's too fast to be bad. Um, but he's still bad anyway somehow. Um, it's like how are you fast and bad? That's rough. If Incineroar had recovery, where would he be? B tier, easily. Maybe A tier. But
Yeah, probably.
I would say that if he had recovery. It's a shame he doesn't. His up special's bad. Like I really hope they rework it. I don't think they will because I don't think they rework things. But I hope they do.
The problem with his recovery is that yeah, you get vertical recovery, but you only get vertical recovery.
Yeah.
You're not getting anything horizontal.
That's why, dude, he's so similar to Crom in that. Like, at least the nice thing with Crom, like with Incineroar, is you kind of almost go right. Like Crom just goes up,
That's it.
and hopefully
Game
you're near the
over.
stage. Like that. With Incineroar, maybe you get an extra like
But
two
yeah,
feet, maybe if you're
I
lucky.
mean just about, right?
Yeah, and I agree with you, Blades. Yeah, Crom has to be better than Incineroar with the Roy argument. I mean, Roy is such a good character. Roy is such a good character, and all you're changing is the recovery. Yes, that's a huge part, and that's why there's such a gap. I mean, you're talking A, B, down to C tier gap, but he's still Roy until he has to recover. That's really good. Yeah, so I'm cool with Falco leading C tier for now. Um, I think I think maybe we get into. I think Snake. I think Snake for B tier. Um, maybe even above Fox and Falco, or Fox and Wolf rather. I'm gonna put him right below Captain Falcon, and here's why. His recovery's crazy. He has the up B that goes forever and hurts you if you are above it, similar to K. Rule. Not quite as good as K. Rule, but similar. He can also blow himself up to get back onto the stage. I mean, even if come on, give Incineroar some ability where he hurts himself and gets there. Um, but yeah, I think Snake has to be high B tier. I just think he's got he's got some pretty hefty nerfs from his brawl counterpoint, where his inputs are
Those
coming out,
butt changes, man.
and the butt. And we're gonna put him in B tier because B for butt. But yeah, he has great projectiles. He's such a good spammy character.
He's
Um,
good at trapping people too. He can put down his C4 and then like maintain a grenade or prepare a missile and things like that. So
yeah.
he's able to trap the and gain stage advantage pretty well, but
Uh huh.
it's not the most dangerous thing in the world.
I agree. Speaking of spam, I think we have to bring up two people, Mega Man and Toon Link. I think Toon Link needs to be near Snake, because the same argument that we can use for, I'm just putting them in between Snake and Fox for now.
Okay.
I think the same argument you can make for Roy Crom is the same argument you can make for Young Link, Toon Link, except better because Toon Link can also recover. He can bomb recover. He can up special recover. And he's got the boomerang arrow game. It's a much worse boomerang arrow game, but he's got the spam game. I always thought Toon Link was a really nice balanced character. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's bad. I think he's fine. I think he's fine where he is. As far as
Yeah.
balance wise, he's got the spam down point with some pretty noticeable weaknesses. Obviously, I mean the most glaring change, besides just no lag on Young Link, which why? But is the down A. Down A on Young Link is like, try me, I'm landing. But down A on Toon Link is, I'm going to land very fast right here, and I really hope you're not right next to where I land so you can punish me.
Yeah.
That's the biggest difference, and I think landing, like you said before, is so important in this game. Like getting back to the ground. Young Link can land. Young Link's down A pressures. Young Link's down A has way more range than a little boy with a sword should. Toon Link doesn't have the same thing. Toon Link, you can set up around that. It's fast, but it's not fast enough in this game engine. You can read that. If you know he's down
Hmm.
A, and you can just, all right, I'll get into position to punish. It's as simple as Cloud just being like, okay, fall down, jump, backslash. But with like with the young Link down A, I mean, you have characters like Cloud, like, I'll just wait. I'll wait. So yeah, I think he's good there. Another one that I think Mega Man is to the in between Fox and Wolf, where like I think his spam game's good, but he's just not fast enough. I I just see Toon Link being better. I see Fox being better. His recovery's crazy, which is maybe the advantage I give over Wolf. Um, but yeah, I mean, Mega Man's got some good spam. I think he's a balanced character. It's so tough. Like right now, like everyone in B tier I think is good. Like they're not really good or very good. They're just fine. They're pretty good. They're pretty
They're
balanced.
not bad by any stretch of the
Yeah,
imagination.
and
They're
I think
just
these are
they're
characters that you need to put in like balanced or like can be really good when mastered. And I think all of these characters can be really good when mastered, but like if you're the same skill level, I think everyone above Mega Man can beat him.
yeah.
So I'm cool with that. If you have any thoughts on it,
No, that sounds about right to me.
um, I think Greninja after Wolf. I think Greninja is a character that I wish I could see more of. And it's a character that's
Yeah.
so fast, so many good abilities, but it's just the better nerf Aurelia, except for Greninja. Like Greninja's been nerfed like 5 times, and it's just like after some point, like the nerfs catch up to you, and it's pretty
Yeah.
rough. Holy Ness,
Um.
Ness leads B tier. I
Yeah.
think. I think Ness leads B tier. Maybe
Really.
even maybe even pushes Bowser to B tier. I think Ness is really good.
Not with super armor. I can agree to top a B tier.
Dude, his grab is good. His grab is really good. His recoveries, ooh, though. So yeah, I'll keep him at the top of B tier for now. I'm happy with that. Uh, speaking of Ness, what about Luke Ass? I mean Lucas.
uh,
I didn't curse. What? I just said Luke Ass. That's his name.
yeah, totally. Um, I'm not entirely sure on that one. If it were just me, I would put them roughly in the same place.
No.
But
Lucas is so much slower, and the trade-off's not as good. And the yo-yo. Yo-yo's amazing. Yo-yo edge guards. What the heck does I'm gonna point at the ground? That's so much worse. That's so much worse. I'm thinking that's like near Falco worse.
really,
Yeah, I think it's a lot worse. I think there's a reason one's
above or
called
below
Ness.
Falco worse.
Below Falco worse. Luke S, dude. Honestly, like I don't think he's good. I don't think Lucas is good. I think he's actually still above, unfortunately, Little Mac and Crom. Please help, Little Mac. Um, but yeah. Um, what do you think about Pit and Dark Pit?
I think they are the definition of average.
I agree. I'm cool with them right after Greninja. I don't think there's anyone more average and lackluster than Pit. Like
Yep.
I think Pit is just the staple for eh.
Yep.
Cool. I don't have that much to say on them. They've got great recovery, but they don't really do anything.
No one ever has anything to say about Pit and Dark Pit because it's just like they're
I
Pit and
mained
Dark
Pit for like 3 years, and I have nothing to say about him.
Pit.
Like, dude, like, come on. I think Donkey Kong next probably. Um, just because they nerfed the Ding Dong.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's the big thing.
Pit's a Pokemon with no trainer. Yes, very well said. Um, very well said. Um, yeah, Donkey Kong doesn't have the Ding Dong. He's got great grabs. He's powerful. His recoveries, he grounds. His down B's not as bad, but like he's still just like he's a slow helicopter. Like in at that point, it's like just play Bowser. Bowser's just better.
Yep.
Um, Duck Hunt's a sleeper. Duck Hunt's a sleeper. I went over his changes, and he was buffed in everything, very similar to Game and Watch. I don't think he's anywhere near as good as Game and Watch, but I think he's very good. I might even put Duck Hunt. I was about to say something really cool, but I don't believe in it enough. I'm gonna put him to the right of Donkey Kong because that's easy. um, I think he's gone from bad to average, which is good. It's the right direction. Hey, it took
That is
Game
the
and
right
Watch
direction.
like 3 games, but he got there.
Yep.
Dr. Mario, I'd put next to him too, because he's a Mario that's not as good. Um, the spike's fine, but like, why? Um, Luigi, I'd also put next to Dr. Mario. And, dude, I just can't get over the fact that down A does not work as recovery option. His grab is so much worse. Yes, it can tether, but like, dude, not being able to just grab and start the Luigi combo. Starting the Luigi really bad ladder. It wasn't a great ladder, but it was something. But you
Yeah.
can't do that reliably. You just shoot like a suction cup, and that's terrible.
The Luigi does still have
Yeah,
the
Doc has great recovery, and B tier is not a bad tier. B tier is just average. But yeah, go ahead with Luigi.
Luigi does still have the super hit on his um
Up special.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think he's fine. I think he's average. I don't see him as bad. I don't see him as good. Um, Holy, I think we've been sleeping on Rosalina. Come to think of it. Not as much though. I mean, Rosalina was a god in Smash 4 because Rosalina's one of the best defensive players in the game. But now that the meta is not, I think the meta of Smash Ultimate rewards aggression, whereas
Hmm.
I think Smash 4 would punish that. I think Rosalina and Luma are not quite as good, um, but still good. Um, I have difficulty seeing Rosalina below, or yeah, I have difficulty seeing Rosalina below Ganon. She's got two people essentially that one always comes back. It's like an ice climbers with better, which we should get to the ice climbers at some point, but oh man, she's just so good defensively. Like every time I went against a Rosalina, I was surprised at how much I lost. Now granted that was Smash 4, but I think Rosalina needs to get up there. I think Rosalina is going to be A tier, not S tier anymore, but I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean, dude, Luma's crazy. Luma edge guarding, recovery is insane. I know, unfortunately, you didn't play too much of or any of Smash 4, but what are your thoughts on our girl from the stars
I think the fact that she has a reviving second
partner?
character is
It's
big.
insane,
Yeah.
insane.
Um,
It's like if like Nana just decided to come back.
right. Um, I've seen some pretty nasty things that she can do, but again, I would agree that she was good at defensive maneuvers, and
Hmm.
she's just one of those characters that um, it's difficult to go on the offensive with.
The more I'm
So,
thinking about it, the more I'm thinking she should be higher. Um, I'm thinking maybe between like Mario and Cloud, maybe even above Mario. Like the more I think about Rosalina, the more I just think like she's really good. Like the recovery's there, the options are there, the multi hits there, the combo game's there, the juggling is more than there. I don't know. I'm either thinking like putting Rosa at like a bad Rosa is like above Ganon, and a good Rosa is above K. Rule. I think it needs to be somewhere there.
well, we're talking about good play, so we got to put it at the higher end of that.
Yeah. I think Rosa does have what it takes to be better than K. Rule, though. Honestly, like I like K. Rule. I think he's good. I think he's the best heavy in the game, if you don't count Ike as a heavy. Um, but man, I just don't see. I don't see you being good at Rosa. I don't see any world where I'd rather fight a good Rosa over a good K. Rule ever,
Yeah.
ever. Maybe even the Belmonts. Honestly, maybe even the Belmonts. Not Pichu though.
It's like, and then he gets to his roadblock.
Yeah, not Pichu. But yeah, I'm gonna put him above the Belmonts. Honestly, I'll move Bowser to the King of B tier. Um, but yeah, dude, Rose is just so good. And yeah, Ryu and Ken are top tier, just because of the fact that their um, damage. So Ryu has crazy kill option, and Ken has reliable damage, and both of them are combo beasts. Um, I just don't see a world where they're gonna be. I say at like most pessimistic would be top of A tier for them. But honestly, like I see them around S tier. But welcome, Fretstar. Um, let's talk about Robin. Robin, because
Robin,
it's
Robin.
been too long since we've talked Fire Emblem.
Oh, of
Um,
course. Got to
and
bring that
honestly,
back.
like I really hope the next 5 characters are all just Fire Emblem. Like it's just all of the warriors tier like character list. No, I'm kidding. Please no. I think Robin is good. I don't think she's great, or he's great, or I think they're both.
They're great.
I don't think they're great. I think they're fine. The fact that you have to wait before you get your sword now is really bad. Um, but the HUD's kind of nice. So I'd say like Robin would be like above Mega Man.
Okay,
I
that'd
don't
be
see Robin
fair.
beating Fox, but I do see Robin beating everyone else. Um, Rob got buffed. Rob got buffed. I think Rob goes to like C tier now at least. Maybe.
I'd put Rob above Incineroar.
Yeah. I'd actually random, but I'm gonna say Wario is probably where B tier should end because I think
War.
Wario is
Yeah,
like the low end of average. Um,
yeah, that sounds fair to me.
and I think Palutena should be a little bit above Wario, um, just because Wario should be where average becomes bad.
Uh, I would maybe put Palutena higher than that because
Maybe above Duck Hunt, I'd say.
the big thing going on. Yeah, that seems fair to me. The big thing going on with is that they her shield is a um it has two functions now. I'm blanking on words though.
Yeah, it counters and it deflects. So I
That's
think
it.
that's what you meant.
That's
Um,
huge. It's the you're not hitting to hit you button.
I do want to talk about this though. I want to talk about bad, bad character, Yoshi. I don't see anything from Yoshi. I just randomly
I haven't
saw.
seen anything from Yoshi ever, so
I'm thinking Yoshi's like maybe the end of C tier. No, above Incineroar still because of recovery, but not above Rob. Because Rob makes items. I guess Yoshi makes eggs, but like,
then he makes his enemies into eggs.
I want to put the ice climbers. I think they're fine. I think the ice climbers are fine. Like, I think they're like Greninja level when I think about it. I don't. I think they're just a little bit above average because I consider Pit to be the average line, and if I think a
Yeah.
character's above average, they're probably better than Pit. Um, I don't know if I want to put them above Greninja though. Which, granted, that would make Wario the king of C tier, which I'm fine with.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll put them like
The big thing with ice
above Pit.
climbers now is that they're basically a character and a half. They're not really two characters.
Yeah, and
Because
they're
every time
for the
that
first time in their life not broken.
right, but every time that Puppa's doing anything, Nana just kind of stands there and cheers him on. Um,
Thank God.
yeah, I mean it
Please no
makes
chain
sense
grabs.
from a balance sense, but it it's a cut in power.
Yeah. Um, what do you think about I think Jigglypuff should be like top of C tier. I would say Jigglypuff above Wario. Rest. But I guess no, maybe not.
mm,
Because Wario's fart is the same thing as the rest.
yeah, I'd
Um,
put Jigglypuff like between Lucas and Falco.
sure. I don't really object to that. Hungry Box might, but I don't. Kirby. Uh,
I mean, Kirby
so
isn't bad.
yeah, I think Kirby needs to be like near Wario, maybe like next to him to the right.
Okay.
That leaves the Mii's. We fit, yeah, we fits in D. She'll be in her own D tier. Um, she just doesn't offer like anything. Um,
She can heal herself a little bit.
very
That's
very
kind of.
slowly.
I think We Fit as a fighter is just as bland as We Fit is. Period.
Yep.
Like she is a good embodiment of her game. Uh huh.
Let's do some promotions. I'm promoting Bowser Jr. to the worst of D tier. I'm bringing him out of DDD tier, and I'm actually gonna bring Pac-Man out there too. I'm gonna put Pac-Man in the worst of D tier actually, and I'm just gonna have this be Metroid and DDD because they're really bad. I don't really feel like doing the Mii's. I don't know enough about them, and they're probably gonna just be banned. Um, well, they
They
don't
very
have.
well may end up being banned.
I'm just not gonna rate them, so sorry. Piranha
If
Plant.
they're
We got to give the people what they want. They want to see where the plant is. Um, how about each tier only have 12 to 13 dudes of them?
let's
Yeah.
see. You have to remember we have seen very, very little on Piranha Plant. We've seen his teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Um,
Based
that
on the
said,
teaser, what do you?
uh,
Why don't you give your opinion first, so that way I can judge you on it. Dude, we went up to 20 views as soon as I said Piranha Plant. Went from like 9 to 20. What the heck? People
look at
like
they're gonna rate Piranha Plant.
they're all gonna leave too as soon as we put
Yeah.
them like below Pikachu.
um,
Here, let me.
let's see.
Is this what you want, people? Is this what you
I
want?
think
S tier. No.
Piranha Plant has really good recovery, like monstrously good recovery.
I'd say
Um,
good. I don't think monstrous. I think monstrous is like
oh come on! In the teaser
Pikachu.
trailer, he's practically a freaking helicopter.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so he's got really good recovery.
He's got stupid good recovery. Um, he's got a good dodge roll.
Very good
He
dodge roll. Probably the best in the game from
now
what
I
I've seen.
don't know very well what his like, because he like blows upward and holds a like a spiky ball in the air before he blows it away at someone. I don't see any practical value in that aside from
Ledge guard.
throwing the projectile. Yeah. Like you're not going to ever want to use that if they're on the stage with you because
Yeah.
you're blowing up and you're just going to get bodied. Um
Yeah. I think Piranha Plant screams average to me. Um,
like I the only special thing I see coming from him is recovery.
dude, recovery and range, but like all I think about for that is just get in its face and like what do you do? What do you do if like you're a plant, you're stuck in a pot and someone's aggressively rushing you? You're like, "Oh man, I better grow some legs and run away." But like you just won't. I don't
Now,
see, I,
well, he is campy and janky though, because he does have poison. So your whole point, I believe, is going to be to camp people and then use your helicopter recovery move to get away and stay out of range. But on a small map, that's not going to do much difference, though it'll be harder to avoid your poison. Um, I think that speaks to how a plant would fight. It would stay in one place and make it hard to get to it.
Yeah.
Um,
So what are your thoughts? You have to rate them. Where are you putting them with very limited knowledge?
Extremely limited knowledge. Oh boy. I don't like to underestimate campiness.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably
Olimar.
put him, huh?
I said Olimar.
Yeah,
Who's probably the best
exactly.
camper in the game.
I think I'd put him above Fox. And reason being for that, um, Fox can't reflect anything that he does, and I think that Piranha Plant would be able to keep his distance well enough. Um, you're being really quiet, so that's implying you're disagreeing.
I really wish I knew. Um, there's not much to go off of there. I still think Fox is too fast. Um, and especially like I'm just thinking the matchup. Like I think Fox beats Plant every time. Um, eh,
But have you seen Piranha Plant's counter is like the whole stage.
yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So
So I don't
it's
know.
like
I'm cool with keeping him there. I'm
if
I'm definitely happy to
if
be wrong, but I do think Fox
if
will be a little
that
bit better. But like I mean, we're arguing between what like who's gonna be what? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
who's going to
9.
be more or less average.
Yeah, exactly. Who's gonna be more or less average? Yeah, like
um
I don't really
if
care.
Fox's blaster sets off the Piranha Plant counter that can attack practically anywhere on the stage, then I see Piranha Plant having an advantage. If that blaster does not set off that counter,
We're
then
arguing 43 and 44. So like I'll just concede it. I don't care enough. And I hope it's right. The Pokemon ordered. I think Ivysaur, Squirtle, Charizard. And then
yep.
the Mii fighters, I think ordered is Gunner Brawler, Swordsman. I think Swordsman. I'll rate Swordsman. I'll rate him as honorary member of the DDD tier. I think he's awful. I think he's so bad, but he's still not from Metroid, which makes him somewhat better. Um, I think the Brawler is like bottom of C tier. No, I'm not gonna rate him. I don't know enough about him. All I know is that the Sword Fighter is awful. Sword Fighter is just so bad. But yeah, okay. So like last thoughts on the tier list. Anything that you like, dislike, want to change? Anything you're surprised about?
um the deepest recesses of my soul does not want Olimar to be that good, but I know
Oh,
he is,
dude,
and it hurts.
I don't think anyone wants Olimar to be that good. And if you're an Olimar main, I hate you, and you're gonna get blocked after the match. Like it's just gonna happen. Olimar is just the worst. Olimar is the Teemo of this game.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Yo, Beanwagon, I agree. Isn't it crazy? Samus weighs more than Ridley? Why? That's so dumb. That is
What?
so dumb. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. Nintendo license official. Samus weighs more than Ridley because reasons.
That's
When I think of like Smash
what?
Brothers Brawl, and you're fighting the boss rush, and you see Ridley, and you're like, wow, Samus has put on some weight. That's what I think. Yep, 100%. I'm
Like
happy with the tier
Ridley
list.
Ridley should weigh similar to what Bowser weighs.
Yeah, for real. Um, the ones I think I could be wrong on, so I'm just gonna go over that. I think I could be sleeping on Snake. I think Snake could be a way better. I think I could be sleeping on Ness. I think Ness has a potential to be high A tier. Um, I think I could be sleeping on, dude, Meta Knight even. Who knows? Like in both directions. I think Meta Knight could either be the best or like high A tier. Um, I think Game and Watch is a little too high, but like maybe by two or three, so it's not that big of a deal. I wish I was sleeping on Incineroar. I wish Blades. I wish I was. I don't think he's good. Um, maybe Ryu and Ken are overrated, depending on how fast the game is. Um, I don't know. Hello, Penguin. Your thoughts?
Per,
Anything that you are sleeping on slash you think is overrated?
um, I think Mewtwo is possibly too high. Um, I would say that I think Ganondorf is a bit better than what we put, um, but not too much.
Hmm.
I agree with Snake. Snake is, until we see him in a lot of matches, we're not going to know how well he's matched up. He's either going to be high end of average or pretty good. I don't see him being bad.
Yeah, I don't either. I see no
Um,
world where he's bad.
Toon Link might be a bit high, but again, not so much.
Yeah, I think Toon Link's good where he's at. I like he's just
Um,
balanced. He's not great. He's not bad.
DK might be better than what we have, and especially Palutena for me.
Yeah, I
Those
think
two,
DK and Palutena definitely. Yeah, I agree. I'm on the Pichu bandwagon. I mean, when you're an echo of the best character in the game, you're gonna be good.
yeah.
Like you hurt yourself a little bit, but I'd rather like start the game at 50% than be Pac-Man. I mean, I'm just saying, or DDD. Like, I mean, seriously, like I think Pichu's really good, which is hilarious actually. But
Aside from those things, I think Incineroar has the potential to be far higher than we put him, but it's going to again come down to some really niche mechanics.
I think yeah, it comes down to the counter, and even with the counter, I think it comes down to like, is he the top or bottom of C tier? That's really where I'm going with. Um, I really am optimistic for my Mac, but this is a realistic tier list. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm good with this. You good with this?
Yeah, seems to be about good for me.
Awesome. Well, hey, I definitely appreciate um you helping me out with the tier list.
Oh,
Um,
sure, it's fun.
oh, dude, it's super fun. I love taking a look at this. Let's
I'm
see.
looking forward to the endless 1v1s once this game comes out.
Yeah, for sure. Well, for those of you in Twitch, thanks for staying. Thanks for chatting with us. I definitely appreciate it. There's definitely going to be a lot more streams coming on in the future with Smash Ultimate on the YouTube channel for the YouTube viewers. Thanks for being here and whatnot. You guys playing Friday? Absolutely. I know I am. 100%.
100%.
100%.
I'm putting
Gonna.
off other more important things
Oh
for
yeah.
Smash Ultimate.
Oh, dude, definitely. Um, Yeah, and Yukon's actually going to be visiting down in Arizona with me, and we're going to be in the same room playing Smash for like an entire week. So that's going to be really fun.
Oh,
Yeah, oh,
yes.
you definitely have to buy a Switch for this Penguin. But yeah, for the YouTube guys,
Oh, I did. I
yeah.
got the Smash Ultimate Switch. Like it wasn't even a contest for me. I knew that the Switch was a good console in the first place, but with Smash Ultimate, oh dude. The reason I didn't play Smash for Wii U is because the Wii U was a garbage console
Oh
and I
yeah.
had no reason to buy it. Like if I were to buy a Wii U, it would be for Smash 4. That's it. There was nothing else really going for it aside from maybe Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Um, the Switch has Breath of the Wild. It's a sleeper game, but Splatoon is pretty freaking fun.
Mm-hmm.
Smash Ultimate was enough for me to highly consider buying the console. Um, and then on top of that, you just oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Pokemon, the Pokemon
Yeah, let's go.
Let's Go,
Yeah, I loved Pokemon Let's Go. It was a lot of fun.
Super Mario Odyssey, Luigi's Mansion 3 coming up. Like there is actual hype behind the Switch and the lineup of games coming with it.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go ahead and if you guys are late to the stream and wanted to hear some explanations, I'm going to be posting the full tier list discussion on my YouTube channel. I just linked it in the Twitch stream, youtube.com/the Deerclops. I do coverages of pretty much any game that I'm really into, so I'm going to be adding a lot more on Smash Ultimate, obviously with highlights and more kind of gameplay analysis. Hopefully we can get Yukon on the channel a bit more and take a look into some characters. Definitely want his opinions on the heavies. And yeah, definitely the shameless plug. You know, like, comment, subscribe. YouTube, the YouTube one helps me a lot more than the Twitch, just because Twitch,
Yeah.
Nintendo's really weird with Twitch, but with YouTube they just recently lifted their partner program, so pretty much anyone can make content on Nintendo now, which is really cool. So yeah, hit if you like what you heard and you want to see more. Definitely subscribe. We're gonna be putting up some more stuff, and let me know in the comments on if you want to see any specific matches or any specific tournaments that you want Yukon and I to watch together and give analysis and feedback on. But until then, I'm going to be signing off for now. I appreciate the follow, man. Thank you very much, Blades. Hopefully, we'll do some more. Definitely do it on the YouTube. Going to be putting a lot more content on there than anything else. YouTube has better better potential. I'll just say that much. But Yukon, I again thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime.
Well, Blades wants to ask Yukon, do you stream too? And if you do, where can he find this?
I have in the past. I haven't for a while, but I've been considering getting back into it. My uh my Twitch channel is Yukon1200. I believe my icon is Yukon Cornelius still.
I'll link
But
his Twitch in the chat. Um,
there you go.
yeah, so I went ahead and linked it up. So yeah, feel free to give him a follow too. More stuff to come. Again, signing off. Thanks again for being in the chat, and I sincerely hope I'm wrong about a lot of these characters, especially Little Mac and Crom. I know I'm not though. But anyway, take it easy, guys. Have a good one.